Welcome everyone to today's feature, the Mark IV Supra. Now, as you can tell, this is not your usual Mark IV Supra. This is the Varis demo car. And we're very lucky to have this here today. So it has the full Varis kit consisting of a pretty deep front bumper with this really nice glossy carbon chunky front lip. You can also see we've got some carbon canards on the front, and there's little details around the front such as the smoked indicators, the smoked headlights, and my personal favourite, a little titanium number plate bracket. So I think the whole of the front end, of course, with the Varis bonnet, does look really aggressive. Moving on to the side of the car, you'll see straight away we've got the OG of the wheel, the T37, coupled with the right ride height. Now this is something that's often very difficult to nail, and I think what Varis have done here is perfection. They've mastered it. Okay, so we've got the T37s wrapped in the Potenza RE71R tyre, and that is a 275 all-round. We've also got some pretty big 8-pot racing calipers. We've got the grooved and drilled discs. And moving on a little further, we've got the deep Varis side skirts with the carbon extensions on the bottom. I also really like these mirrors. I've never seen them before, but they really do complement the whole flow of the car. These are a really cool design, and they're a lot smaller than the original mirror, but they do look really well. Moving on to the rear of the car, this is my favorite part of the car. Straight away, we're hit by the carbon GT wing. And as we go a little lower, we can see the Varis bumper. There is also the Varis diffuser, and we've also got these really neat, really deep spats. Those have got these little carbon extensions attached to keep the lines flowing from the side and the front. And another really nice part that I like is the titanium exhaust. And I like that because it comes out at an angle, and usually when you follow a car with an exhaust sitting like that, you can see the whole can, you can see all of it basically under the car. So for me, it's a really good look. And of course, on the back end of a Mark IV Supra, who wouldn't love it? Moving on to the car's interior. Now, the interior is always kind of an important part for me. Often we get cars with a good body, but the interior isn't always up to scratch, or it's the other way around. On this car, the interior is so clean and so original that it really makes for a nice place to be. There are a few little pieces that complement the interior, such as the Saito roll cage. There's also a Nardi steering wheel, the shift knob, and of course someone's added these very funky yellow on black checkered mats, which I just think look really cool. You can see we've got some Recaro seats in here as well. To be honest, the interior is kind of original, almost. It just looks really well. It's all dark, and it has a very 90s sort of feel to it, which I'm really interested in. Finally, moving on to the performance side of the car, if we take a look under the hood, we can see a relatively low mileage stock Tru JDM engine. There's a few little tweaks under here, such as the HKS intake and the hard pipe. There's also a HKS really deep intercooler. We've also got a HKS boost controller, and the boost is up a little. Complementing the engine bay, there is also a really nice TRD strut brace. And just below that, you can see the Blitz coilover suspension. Overall, I think what Varis have created here is something very, very special, certainly unique. The little things about this car, like the off-white colour, this isn't original. It's like almost a Suzuka grey. So it sometimes does look quite white, but it also has a grey tint to it. And the contrast of the carbon and the smoked front end, the parts on the bonnet, the dark touches on this car do really add to a great contrast, let's say. Overall, I mean, the condition of the car is really, really good. So it's going to be a hard one to beat. And in my opinion, this is probably one of the best Supras that I've ever seen. So there we have it, the Mark IV Supra Varis demo car. Now let's talk about acquiring something like this. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of resources to get something like this because usually the owner doesn't want to part with it. This particular car took a long time, a lot of emails, a lot of phone calls, but finally we were able to take this one, and it's going to be with us for another year or so due to US law. Okay, so we're hoping to make some more footage of this one, and we've of course got some other cars that we'd like to feature for you guys. Now finally, if there's anything that you'd like us to find for you, so in Japan there's a lot of rare, cool cars, and using our network we're able to find a lot of these rarer, hard to source cars, whether it's a Japanese car, whether it's a demo car, HKS demo car, a European high-end exotic car, you know, a Lamborghini Diablo SVR, you name it, we can find it. So shoot us a message or contact us anytime and we will take a look, we will use our resources to find you your dream car.